Hey, Chaba here, and welcome to another email sequence critique and audit video. In this series, I'm taking real-world emails written by other people, sometimes myself, and I critique the emails. I go through them and I try to find ways to make them more effective so that they convert better, more people open them, more people click on them, and they ultimately generate more sales. So this is actually a welcome sequence. It's made up of 6 emails, and this particular one actually is based on my own model, the Rapid Lead Activation system. So the person who sent this over read my book and send this over for me to take a look at. Now, I'm not saying that I critique and review emails for everybody, but he's a good friend, so I figured why not? And at the same time, why not also record my thoughts so I can share it with you guys as well? Hopefully, everybody can benefit from this. So this follows my structure, the Rapid Lead Activation system. Basically, I wouldn't say to a T based on quickly scrolling through it, but the system is very familiar. And if you're not familiar with the system, check out the link below. It's a free book that I offer called the Rapid Lead Activator, and it's basically the first 5 emails that I think you should send out to your new email subscribers so that you build a lot of know, like, and trust as fast as possible, and you start the process of building a bonding relationship with your new subscribers so that they trust you more, buy more, and do it in a way, in an elegant way that isn't really annoying for others. So let's take a look at what's happening here. So the first email is the welcome email, and I have a formula for this. So I see that this person followed it very closely. The subject would be open now, your lead magnet name has arrived. This is a pretty good subject line in most cases. It just gets to the point and it's just work. And of course, lead magnet name, you just put in the name of your lead magnet in your case. And the preview text would be, here's your first step to reliable email profits. Good enough. Now, look, in terms of copy and when it comes to these emails, we could pixel peep. We could take a look at individual words and individual letters and stuff like that, but it doesn't make sense, right? Because ultimately, what really matters in this situation in welcome sequence is that you consistently send a welcome sequence, a follow-up sequence that does multiple jobs. And I cover this all in the book. I don't want to spoil all the fun. Again, check out the link below. Read the book. It's not that long. It's less than 100 pages. It's full of templates and psychological principles and all sorts of higher level strategy as well, explaining why this works, what's happening there. So I don't want to spend much time on it, but I just wanted to give you a quick primer here. It's not about changing this particular word here. Sometimes it matters, but it's more about what's the overarching narrative of the sequence and what's happening. How well do we implement the psychological principles that are behind these emails? So here's to taking your first step towards predictable email revenue. Welcome to the inner circle. 3 quick things to kick us off. Your lead magnet name is ready, so give them the link when they first subscribe. Give them the link as soon as possible. There's a hidden switch in your email settings I need you to flip. More on that in a second. This is a great example of opening a loop so that people read more. So basically, we're setting expectations. That's what's happening here. The next 7 days are critical for your transforming your ignored emails into inbox-hitting moneymakers. Yeah, so it follows my formula. Again, more info in the description there. But what's happening here is it's establishing expectations in a way. Then we have a little short introductory section, because most people, the first thing they ask you is, who are you and why should I trust you? So, hey, I would say, I can't edit this, although I can. I would say, hey, I'm Scott, and unlike most email experts, I'm obsessed over technical jargon. I help business owners like you transform struggling email lists into reliable revenue streams. Well, I'm not sure whether this is actually a good idea here, because I'm just gonna leave a comment here for the person. Good idea, because okay, you obsess over technical jargon. What value does that have in the eyes of the target audience? Probably not that much. They're gonna be like, okay, good to know, but why is that relevant to me? You probably know tech stuff, good for you. So I would probably replace this with something else. And unlike most email experts who talk a big game but don't know anything about parts like email deliverability, I'm an email deliverability expert. So I think how I would position you immediately as someone different and superior compared to other email experts is that you're a real expert when it comes to email deliverability. You aren't the type of guy who just took a 2-hour course and now he calls himself email deliverability expert. So I think you should call this out because your whole shtick is about email deliverability. Now, the case can be made that maybe people don't care about it at this point, like they just want to make more money with email. But then again, technical jargon wouldn't be the right thing to use here. It depends on where the traffic is coming from, what other messages have they consumed from you. Is it ice cold traffic or not? So I don't have some of those specific details to know for sure. But in general, you have two ways of doing it. One would be higher level benefits, talking about like how email is going to give you more consistent revenue, more predictable cash flow, blah, blah, blah. But in your case, because you are relatively technical, I would mention that you're a real email deliverability expert upfront. I help business owners like you transform struggling email lists. Yep, this is good because right now your lists hold untapped potential revenue, money that should already be flowing into your business, sales you deserve to make. At Hit the Inbox, we strip away the complexity and focus on one thing, turning every email into predictable sales opportunity. So this is all great. It's basically talking about the higher level benefits part of this whole thing, like turning every email into a predictable sales opportunity. And how you do that, your unique mechanism in this case, is by using a lot of email deliverability things. So over the next few days, I'll receive special training. You'll receive special training emails that build on each other, revealing. So these are some great bullets here that build curiosity and desire for what comes next. This is really good. The sender death spiral, destroying most email businesses in 2025, and why traditional fixes are actually accelerating the damage. So this person that I'm analyzing right now is also a good copywriter. So he has his own style, and I don't want to like tell him what to do and what not to do. For my taste, I think, but again, you have to test it. Like, it's one thing what I say, it's a completely different thing to test it with your own audience and see how people respond to it. But generally, I would not sell that much in the first email, although I noticed that he customized my template so that a lot of the second half of my template is cut out and it's replaced in a way by these bullets. So what I do is I sell the next step in a way that's represented as a subscriber hub, as a special unique bonus that they just unlocked and they have to click on it. And I make the case for that. In this case, it's more about building curiosity and desire, like in a sales message, and discovering what the hidden switch is. It's good, by the way. It's good. Definitely test it. It's not necessarily my style for the welcome email, but it could be another very effective way of doing it. The bullets are great. The copy is great, by the way. And just so you know, this is another collection of worn out hacks or outdated templates. Now, you might wonder why I'm sending you more frequent emails at first. Simple. The businesses seeing the biggest transformations are the ones who implement quickly. They take action while the momentum is fresh. That's why I need you to do too. So I think there's the connection, the logical connection between ideas might be a bit of a stretch for some people. So now you might be wondering why I'm sending you more frequent emails at first. That's a good preemptive objection handling and setting the expectation for them to receive daily emails, right? Or near daily emails. We all know in the email marketing world that the pro players send daily emails or near daily emails. There are multiple benefits to this. I don't want to get into it and take up all the time here, but just know that the serious players always send a lot of emails, and there still a lot of people consider this weird. Like, what? You email so frequently? Like, what's up with that, right? And it's good that you call that out, but then I would continue the same idea. to me, the logical conclusion from this, you might wonder why I'm sending you more frequent emails, isn't that businesses who implement more quickly are more successful, but because you want to serve them better, you want to give them better content, you want to I don't know, share. You have so many awesome stuff to share that this is the best way to help them in their transformation journey. This is also a great idea, and it's one that's more about them and what they do. To me, this part sounds like it's more about what you do and why. It talks more about your philosophy, like setting expectations, which is a great way to do, especially in the first email, because if you don't do that and then you send a lot of emails and people have, the expectation isn't there, they might mark your subsequent emails as spam because they're like, why are you emailing me so much? But if you like basically make sure that the rules are crystal clear in the beginning, then they're like, okay, I get it. This guy sends a lot of emails. I can live with that. Or they unsubscribe because they just can't stand that many emails. Both are fine because they wouldn't be good fits for you anyway in that case. So I would either go with this idea, this idea, or develop both. But in that case, you have to add more stuff to it. So if you go with the second idea, this is a great follow-up. That's why I need you to do two things right now. Download your lead magnet. Again, we're giving them one more chance to download the lead magnet. It's always a great way to just generate some more engagement and clicks. Click here to flip the hidden switch in your email settings. This 3-minute task ensures you never miss a revenue-generating strategy, the same way my most successful clients make sure they catch every opportunity. So it's a little vague, and I would be a little bit more upfront about it. Yes, it's good to build a lot of curiosity with that, but I don't know. To me, I wouldn't click this because I would be like, I don't know, like, is this spam? I still can't figure it out whether this is spam. Was this written by AI? I don't know. So that's just me. It's a good idea to give them another type of click or another type of offer to do something with. But change it a little bit. That's how I would do it, at least. Remember, your competition gets more brutal every day. The longer you wait to implement, the more revenue slips through your fingers. To your success, Scott. Definitely add a space. I've seen this multiple times with more people. The PS, there should be some white space between your sign off and the PS because it's more visible. And what I personally like to do is that I add an end dash and then I also bold the PS itself because then it just pops more. So it's like they're scrolling, it pops. So even if they, for some reason, don't take advantage of this call to action, we can still get some response from the second call to action in the PS. Serious about transforming your list into a revenue engine? Flip that hidden switch. I would add a space here as well, like an enter, like this, because again, now it's more visible. Find that hidden switch now while it's still fresh on your mind. Just 3 minutes today could mean thousands in additional revenue tomorrow. So in a way, best practice says that an email should only have one idea and one call to action and one thing for people to do. So we have two here, which is not necessarily a problem, but maybe they're competing here right now. Maybe a better way would be of here, giving them the lead magnet, here also giving them the lead magnet, and in the PS, giving them the hidden switch. Because here, it's it feels a bit like it's like they're competing actions, right? And which one should I do? I don't know. And then they do neither. Some people take both, but most people won't. So I think I would potentially either go with the lead magnet here, or maybe even better, stay with call to action number 2 here in the main email, and then in the PS, call back to the book once again. Because you already pitched this here, it doesn't really make that much sense to pitch this again, literally like one paragraph later. So I wouldn't necessarily use that. But great job otherwise. So email number 2 in my system is a very, very short email. People like Dean Jackson, who's like a legendary email marketer and marketing mastermind in general, calls these types of emails spear which means short, personal, expecting a response. So that's how I teach it. This one isn't necessarily a spear email because it's maybe the third one is. No, the third one also isn't. But it's still there to generate some sort of reply from people, which is ultimately what you want. The mechanism is different because in the Rapid Lead Activation system, you have the very short answer like, hey, I recently saw you signed up. What kind of service do you offer? That's it. That's why it sounds very, very personal and short. This one is a little longer, so it feels like a marketing email in a way. But this is basically the second part of my original template. So basically, I see that Scott here broke it up into two parts, which is okay. That's definitely okay. And this is all about like, hey, I want to teach you good stuff, but question is, did the lead magnet arrive safely? Even a quick got it does something magical. It creates a two-way conversation. And here's why that matters. When subscribers reply to your emails, it sends a powerful signal to Google, Yahoo, and other providers that you're a trusted sender, someone whose emails deserve primary inbox placement. Pretty clever, right? So, and then Scott is demonstrating this. So this is a great example of show, don't tell in copywriting. So the copy is great. The message is great behind it. The whole email makes sense why you're reaching out. It kind of feels like and I'm sure he does actually, he cares about people one by one. Like, hey, did you get it? Like, this is so important. I just want to make sure you got it. Just let me know, okay? And he also teaches something at the same time. So really cool here. Some principles applies here. So when you reply, got it, you also share. Yeah, so this is a more elaborate version of this is doing many things at a strategic level. It's generating response, which is great for your email deliverability. It's building a two-way connection with people, which again is very good. It increases the likelihood of them being more active later on. It also opens up conversations regarding what email software did they use, which again gives you more opportunities to figure out what they want and whether any of your solutions can be beneficial and can help them. And then also figure out their biggest like challenges right now. And then a few more lines here, building more connection, like, hey, I read every response here. And this is just the first of many learning by doing lessons. So it's a great way to teach in a way that's very action-based, and it shows people what you're doing again at the same time. So great one. P.S. Once again, add an enter here, and I personally like to do this. You can change this if you want, and then like in case this email, because it's always like if you're an email deliverability expert or email expert, and you're sometimes, despite your best efforts, your messages will go to the spam folder or to the promotions folder, and then people say, well, he's an expert, and why is his emails going to the spam folder? It doesn't work like that. Like sometimes it does. That's it. You can't do anything with it. And you can't expect 100% inbox placement. That's impossible, right? So it happens to the best of us, but this is just there for people to make sure that they mark them as important. So the third email is a story email, and I teach a very long type of engaging story format. I see that in this particular one, it's not that long, but I just want to quickly explain what's going on here, because Scott's copywriting is already very good. So it doesn't make sense for me to pixel peep everything. But what I would say here, Scott, and maybe in other emails as well, is that you should definitely bold a few elements here or there. So for example, this, like, it just makes sense to potentially do that. Or bold these two elements, right? Or this one. This seems to be like that, like one that makes sense. And the same thing goes for the second one. Like, for example, this one. Did the lead magnet arrive safely? So that when people open it, their eyes immediately gravitate towards that part. Yeah, maybe even hit reply. That can also be one. And for the story emails, what I like to do is to make them look like a letter with subheads as well. So as you're going through the story, it's not just one big block of text. And to be fair, like the text is super easy to read. The sentences aren't long. So in terms of the micro copywriting elements, so-called micro copywriting elements, it's really good. But still, if you could bold and center align certain elements, make them seem like a subhead, it would increase consumption a bit more. So so I don't know. Let's say this one, whatever it makes sense for the story. But you see, if you just add this and break up the text from time to time, that would make a lot of sense here. So let's see what's happening here. And yes, even into my email marketing, every unsubscribe felt personal. Every unopened email felt like a rejection. I was terrified to make offers to my list. After all, what if they left? And I kept thinking, yeah, maybe this one could be bolded again, because it's something that's on a lot of people's minds. So this could definitely be like, as they read it, oh, I also feel the same thing, which means you're building more know, like, and trust with them. So here's the truth. Maybe this one. So this is usually best practice for longer emails, and you can also increase the font size as well. But look at it now. Okay, now it's green because I'm suggesting here, but this should be black. And as it's easier to maybe even if you do this, it's easier to follow along. This almost acts like an arrow that just draws the eye forward so that they read more, right? And then we need probably one more behind pushy tactics. So this also reveals Scott's, like normally the email that comes after the story in the Rapid Lead Activation system is called Credo. And it means like, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? And the best way, and it seems like Scott is also doing this, what is his guiding principle? And its guiding principle is that you want to build genuine connection with an email and truly help people. The old way of email marketing is dying, like the the super pushy, buy now, 25% off, all that stuff. Always. I'm not saying there is no place for that. Those things work in the right context. But in this case, Scott is making a stand against that. And he's right, actually. So again, maybe this could be another one. The old way of email marketing is dying. And this is the credo. This is his stuff that he believes in. And in my next email, I'm going to reveal something. Maybe this could be very... And again, you can also bold certain elements between those things, or maybe you could add some bullets. Maybe you could add some underlined elements just to spice things up a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. So fair warning, though, what I share might make you uncomfortable. It might even upset you. So this is good to like set the stage again to sell the next email. Again, I would bold this so that they see the call to action, actually. Maybe even bold and like underline it. But otherwise, good email. Like here, the copywriting is really good, as with most emails. So it's not much to improve here, to be honest, because if what matters much more than the quality of the copy here is whether the lead magnet that got people onto this list in the first place is good enough at tapping into the pains, fears, hopes, and dreams of people. And is it attracting the right people? Is it attracting the ideal client avatar that would resonate with this type of service, with this type of thing? That's more important than the quality of the copy, believe it or not. So here, it's definitely not the quality of the copy that could be a bottleneck. Maybe it could be improved, like A-level copywriters, A-list copywriters could probably improve certain, like the tone or how some things flow, or how to ask a question properly, or how to make certain parts punchier. But I don't think that's a low-hanging fruit. Like this is already 95% there in terms of copy. That's just the thing that I want to say. It's more about what types of leads we're attracting in the first place, and what messages are they seeing before they actually land on this page. So let's see the next email. The sender death spiral most email marketers are trapped in. Why experts are desperately hiding this destructive pattern. Okay, good. I wouldn't necessarily capitalize all words in my subject lines because it just makes it feel like it's a marketing email. Sometimes it's a good idea to simply use something that feels like your colleague could have sent it, or your mom could have sent it, or shorter things, right? Or just casual stuff, something that doesn't sound like a bullet or a secret or something like that. Because this one definitely feels like a marketing email. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a problem, because one of the great benefits of emailing frequently and emailing good stuff is that people will not care too much about your whether your email sounds like a marketing email or not, because they just want to learn more from you and they like your style and they want, and then after a while, it's not your subject line that creates opens, which normally it does, but it's your from line. It's like, oh, this is another email from this person. I want to learn more. I don't care about the subject line. I don't like, I'm sure that as you're watching this, you're probably on certain lists of your own, right? And sometimes if you've been on a list for a long time, months, maybe even years, sometimes you don't even look at the subject line itself. You just see that this person sent you an email and you love reading emails from this person. So you open it based on the person, not the subject line itself. So that's why eventually it's not going to matter that much. But maybe, in my opinion, here it matters a bit. So you know what fascinates me about first conversations with someone? That moment when you catch a glimpse of what they truly believe in, what lights their eyes up, what makes their voice change. Because in those unguarded moments, you learn more about someone's character than 1,000 LinkedIn profiles could ever tell you. And okay, so it seems like this was also kind of like a Credo email, but this fourth email is the true Credo email, how I teach in the system, more about what he believes in. You can use multiple of these, by the way. So the sender death spiral, that sounds like very interesting, and it's pretty much a unique twist on things that most people are doing, well, in a bad way, let's say, when they're sending emails, right? And this one talks more about it. So I feel like email 3 and email 4 are basically like a 1-2 punch for this. So it's good, absolutely good. I have no quarrels with the copy. What I would do with the entire sequence is I would also add a very short email, one or maybe even two, one as email number 2 or 3, and then one at like email 10 or something like that, just to spark more conversations. Because sometimes you generate more replies from the very short, the short personal expecting a response emails than from the super long, like not super, but long form emails full of, amazing content. Also, again, add bolded elements, add highlighted elements, sometimes underlined elements, just to break things up a little bit. But good job here. And here, the offer itself, the PS, gives people 3 different opportunities to do something. This is called a super signature. And this is great because here, one is an audit, like a low-priced offer. The second one is more of a discovery call. And the third one is seeding the idea of working with Scott. So most people are definitely not going to like convert from this one, but it still shows that, oh, okay, this guy has a one-on-one, service if needed. He also has an audit and he also does calls. So pretty much good. This one, email 5, is something called How Are You Different and Superior? And again, it ties in beautifully with the sender death spiral, and it's a logical next step of that email. So it's good. And unfortunately, I have to end this video in 1 minute because I have something else coming up soon. But based on what I see, it's a great way of showing that how is your system different and superior. I love the way you write the copy here. Again, add more bolded elements, just highlight certain things. The core principles, again, like definitely, not everything, but just the titles themselves. That's what you want to bold here. And good job once again. And then this one, before we continue, yeah, this one basically qualifies people. This is a unique idea. I like it. But that's it for now. Gotta run now. Hope you found this helpful, both the person that I did this for, as well as people watching. Ciao.